All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is your favorite sorcerer, Michael Hyson, aka Angelus, son of Abaddon. And today I'd like to discuss gifts and their magical uses. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you some stuff here. All right. You notice right here, I have a ring. Okay. Right here. This ring was given to me yesterday while I was at work. A customer came through the window and he knows I like rings. He knows that it is that I am a practitioner of the dark arts, the black magic. I like anything of skulls and death. And he ordered his drink and everything, and he says, "Hey, by the way, I got something for you." And he hands me this ring. Now, I put it in my pocket because I wasn't going to put it on right off the bat because of the fact that when you look at a ring or any kind of gift, be it an amulet, a talisman, okay, a sigil, one of the things you really want to look at is what you want to do with it. Okay, but before you can do anything with it, you want to consecrate it. Okay, you want the first thing you want to do is to cleanse it. So you want to use the elements of earth, water, fire, and air. Okay, and then you can utilize spirit. Okay, and once you've done that, you've cleansed it completely. You've basically hit that reset button. Okay, then you can consecrate it. Then you can sanctify it, and then bless it. Okay. Now, one of the things that I recommend is that once you can utilize a bowl full of sea salt, okay? Submerge it in sea salt, okay? Mix some sea salt in with water, and you have purified water, okay? In this case, sea salt is the purest stuff on earth. You put that on in water, you can actually create a form, a left-hand path form of holy water, if you wish. Okay. Now, something like this is very, very good. Now, I've already done this with this ring, so I'm not going to do it again. But what you can do with it is once you've cleansed it, you've submerged it completely in the water or in just a bowl full of salt. Then you can turn around and sanctify it. You can consecrate it, which means you're going to be utilizing the four main elements. Okay, that's earth, air, fire, and water. And then finally, spirit, putting it in your own hand and immersing it with your own energies. Okay. Now, when we think putting things in our own essence, a lot of people really don't know how to do it, or and others really don't understand the cognitive process of why you do it. So, trying to find a position here so I can actually put the. Let me just get rid of some of this stuff here so I can. There we go. All right. sea salt. Don't need that up there right now. All right. What is... There we go. All right, let's get rid of that. There we go. That's what's stopping me. All right. So, as you can see, it's been sitting on my altar for the last 12 hours. All right. Because what I do is when I came home, I utilized everything. I've already consecrated it. I've sanctified it, cleansed it. So it's been sitting here just like so on the devil card skull because of the fact that what I wanted to utilize this for was a formulation of power. Okay. I have rings for just about everything. I have things for protection. I have things for energy storage. Okay. Okay. Something like this is something that is considered to be a power source. A triangle is a naturally bound current flow. Okay. It's a geometric shape that directs and attracts the natural currents of energies. But you notice right here, it's also got a crystal on it. Okay. Now that crystal can be utilized as a conjuration, like a kind of like a an orb, a Thessalus orb. Okay, a gargoyle for protection, a dragon for wisdom and knowledge. You know that celestial knowledge that is out there that you, as the practitioner, can really tap into. Okay, now the last time I was meditating, I was visited by a dragon. I opened up my altar room and I opened up the currents and the doors and the portals, and I basically said whoever wishes to work with me from any of the towers, I said I open my altar up for this, because I wanted the current from the Caractères. I wanted something from Caractères that was willing to work with me, and then I opened it up and expanded it from there. And next thing I know, I'm staring at a black dragon. Okay, a black dragon, which was awesome. So basically, black dragons symbolize power, and to sit there and wonder what can I use this for? What can I um seek? What do I still need? Okay, type thing. And it came to me, power, sheer power. Black symbolizes evil, it symbolizes vileness, destruction, the void, the abyss. Okay, demonic activity, but mostly it symbolizes power. Okay, so power is something that apparently I'm I need to seek. Okay, now how would you do this? Okay, first of all, you got to figure out in your magical career, within your gifts that people have given you, okay, what can you utilize them for? Now, I've been given amulets, I've been given rings. People who know that I am a serious occultist. A lot of people just give me things and say, "Hey, I thought you could use this," and it's like, "Okay, thank you." I mean, what? Then I'm left there wondering, okay, what can I use this for? So there's a lot that you can utilize with it, kind of like utilizing say for an example, any kind of stone, all right? Rings, amulets, talismans, totems. These things you can utilize for housing power. You can utilize it to house protection, guardians, spirits, spiritual guides, even. Okay. The spirit box. Okay. I'm going to show this to you. Let me just close that up here. A spirit box. Okay. In voodoo, the voodoo spirit box, all right, spirits can utilize the same thing as in Palo Mayumbi, the altar, okay? The Naganga, okay? Go into necromancy, you have the spirit box, okay? Palo Mayumbi, you have a cauldron, okay? Um, a cauldron is something that you can utilize not just for your recipes, but it can house a spirit, okay? So a lot of these gifts that people will give you when they realize, hey, you're into the occult, or hey, you're this may be something that you may like because they see it with you, like having multiple rings on your fingers. Okay, they'll see it, they'll take notice, and it's like, you know what? I have something that this woman or this man may like, and they'll give it to you. So once they've given it to you and you take it home and you cleanse it, you consecrate it, you sanctify it, the best way to sanctify any kind of ring or amulet, talisman, totem is to call upon your patrons, your muses, your guardians, the beings that you work with, be it the Ugan, the Loa, the demons, the angels, the jinn, the genie. Okay. Whatever spiritual beings that you work with can actually put their blessing and their consecration. They can consecrate and bless it for you. Okay. At least until you get yourself mentally and physically prepared enough to do it yourself. Okay. My apprentice, one of my apprentices is very, how should I say this? He's very astute, I guess the term is, because when he gives me something that he's bought, like say an amulet, a talisman, an altar coin, whatever, okay, I'll put it in my hands and I'll charge it up for him. And then I give it back to him. And he's like, "Oh my God, look, what is this? It's like freaking power going up my arm, you know." And it's like you'll be able to do that someday. You just got to be able to open up the and channel the energies not only inside you but outside you. You know, for an example, the element of fire, okay, has its own energy. And when you learn to manipulate that flame, okay, when you learn to manipulate the currents, you can do a lot with it. All right. But you want to charge it, you want to consecrate that item to the point where you're putting your own essence into it. And once you've connected on that energetic field, then you can start focusing your will upon it. And I told him, I said, it's going to take time for you to learn to utilize and manipulate the natural currents around you, not only inside you, but around you in general. So when we utilize the currents, you're able to do things like charging and sanctifying and consecrating a amulet. Okay. no matter what job you already have the natural elements, okay? What generates heat? A lamp, right? You can utilize that in a formulation of fire because inside that bulb, you're having that chemical reaction. It's kind of like putting a match to gunpowder and letting it go off. Okay. That's basically what the electrical current is doing inside of a light bulb. It's creating that spark. All right. Now, water can come right from the tap. You can utilize the water coming out of the faucet. Okay. You already got air all around you. Okay. You can just step outside and just set it in the grass. Maybe in a flower bed. Most businesses and corporations nowadays, they like to have some form of forest. Either be it little hedges, hedge type plants, or maybe a flower garden, maybe a flower pot or something in the office, around either outside the building or inside the building, you know. So you can actually put it in there and just say, I consecrate this in this element, say the earth element. So you can actually do that, you know. If you have some form of powder, you know, that's considered of the earth. You can utilize that. And then it's just a matter of holding it in your hand and charging it up with your will, your spirit, your soul, your ka. Okay. It's very easy to do once you get the hang of it and you learn the basics. But a lot of people don't know that, how to do that yet. And that's why I recommend the second book by Christopher Penziak called The Inner Temple of Witchcraft, because it deals with the all aspects of the psyche, you know, the alpha frame of mind. It deals with the psychic development of the individual. He gives exercises that are very arcane, okay? They're very good. And they allow you to, even when you get into his third book, The Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft, you're doing these visual techniques, these exercises that are expanding your mind, your your visual and mental acuity, okay? So that you're actually awakening from the inside out and developing your skills as you develop. So when you get into any form of totem, you can be it a gift, okay? You can consecrate them, sanctify them, cleanse them, and bless them in just about any way that you so desire along your chosen path. Just because it's a gift doesn't mean you can't utilize it in a magical way. Be it an Orcrox, a ring, maybe an altar coin. Okay. It can be used not just in your own altar room, but you can carry it with you at all times. People don't stop to think that just about anything that is given as a gift, be it a pen, be it a walking stick, be it a crystal, a rock, maybe even a simple candle. Okay. I once spent a weekend down at a monastery with a bunch of Catholic monks. I needed a vacation. They had a place out in the wilderness. I mean, the only thing that sucked about it was they kept ringing those damn bells like on the every 30 minutes. It was kind of annoying, really. But what was interesting is you actually learn how to create beer. Literally, make beer brew it even. These monks were actually running a business. They weren't just running a kitchen, but they were actually selling their own alcohol beverages, which was awesome. So, but I did some work around their property and everything for them. I set up their trails, um, did some landscaping and stuff like that for them. And before I left, the guy, one of the head monk there, looked at me and he says, "Hey, I have a box of candles. A box of candles, okay?" And he says, "These are just, the 7-day candles, okay?" And he says, "Hey, I got these boxes of candles. Would you want them?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take them. I can use them." Right there, he was kind of hoping that I would convert to being a Catholic. And it's like, no. But it was that gift. He gave me a gift because at the time I was in kind of a rock and a hard place financially speaking. So he was helping me out, and I was underneath a lot of stress that weekend. So, and it was a nice way to relax. I ended up doing some stuff outdoors in nature, the natural currents. Got to meditate, uh, throughout the day and night, and got to commune with those that I serve. Okay, got more balanced. So, I mean, I took the gift that they had blessed, I had stripped it of its power that they put into it. I cleansed it, set that reboot. Then I consecrated it, sanctified it, and blessed it. And now I use them for my own altar. Okay. I don't just go out to like Walmart and pick up these candles, which I do from time to time, or I go to Hobby Lobbies and I pick up these candles like the red and black ones. Go to AC Moore even. Okay. And you can pick up candles just about anywhere, these big corporations these days, like arts and crafts stores, you know, be it these big chains that sell candles. You can use just about any kind of candle you want, but it's that magical proportion of what you're looking to do with the intent. Okay. Number one, you want to have that intent. What can you use these things for? Now, this individual knew, like I said, knew that I liked rings. He knew that I liked skulls because I'm a necromancer. Okay. But I'm also a traditional Satanist. And he knew this. And this guy was really cool about it. He really liked the fact that he's friends with somebody that and is on good terms with somebody that is an actual practitioner. I've helped the guy out a couple of times. You know, he's a great customer. He comes in every so often. He gave me this, this is the second ring he's given me that he's thought that I might like. And I've turned around and done all this stuff with it. So what I'm going to do is next week, I'm going to put a series of things together. And I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the methods that you can utilize to cleanse one of these items, to consecrate it and to sanctify it, okay? And to bless it. That way, you guys, you ladies and gentlemen, be it acolytes or neophytes, or adepts who are getting more serious into the arts, are going to be able to do this stuff on your own. All right. Instead of needing somebody more experienced to do this. All right. Now, I know there's a lot of videos out there that talk about their personal methods that they use and how to do it. But a lot of individuals don't go into multiple different techniques. And a lot of individuals really don't go into applying the psychological or mental status quo into showing you how to do it. Okay. You know, I recommend Frank White from The Grail of the Serpent. Okay, Foundation. You probably those of you who are familiar with E.A. Koetting's work, he's been in a couple of their grimoires. He's done a few essays inside their grimoires, and he's got his own channel. He's actually starred on a few of their talk shows, but for the most part, he has his own channel, his own business. Okay, that he does, and I do recommend that you look up his YouTube channel because of the fact you'll learn a lot from him. He is one of the best sorcerers that I know, outside of Sumnist Redwood and Marcus. From the Mazajira Cabal system. Michael W. Ford is awesome as well. Alistair Notch. You know, Alistair Notch is a theistic Satanist. He has his own blog. He's got 10 books out. He really is down to earth and he knows his shit. Okay. I would recommend that you look him up too, especially if you're interested in Satanism and wanting to know more about satanic magic. He really goes into the outer and inner sanctum, the need for respecting the demons and those that we work with, respecting the altar room, the inner and outer sanctum, to our very own thought forms. Okay. Now, Michael W. Ford looks at things as a mask because he's a Luciferian Satanist. And being the head of his organization, he's got numerous books out as well. I do recommend Michael W. Ford's work to you, especially from a Luciferian point of view, a draconic way. Even Asenath Mason is one of the leading aspects of draconic, okay, practices. She and her husband, Bill Duvendek, is, in my opinion, pretty good. You know, Kind of hard getting into their work because they're in my opinion, they're kind of British to me, but she's from Europe, from what I understand. So, but still, these individuals are very, very well known. They're knowledgeable, and they have a lot of good methods that you can utilize. All right. Now, personally, I recommend Charnel Whispers to you. Okay. Especially if you're getting into necromancy or that of, say, Sorceress Cagliostro, the necromancer. Her blog is pretty awesome. She's put out a few books of her own, the Blood Sorcery Bible, Volume 1 and 2. And I also own one other book by her. It's basically her book of the what is it, the Iron Fist or something like that. It's the something. I can't remember the name of it exact, but it's a book full of sigils and sigils that can be utilized through blood sorcery and necromancy. So I do recommend that you get into these aspects and look up these individuals for yourself because you can learn a lot from them. I would personally, I would recommend going throughout every denomination, every tradition of magic, witchcraft, sorcery, even, and become an adept in them because you're learning from different point of views. You're learning from different aspects of the magical systems and the currents, not just from shamanism like Christopher Penziak, okay, or that of Michael W. Ford, Asenath Mason, Frank White, Sumnist Redwood, okay, or even myself, okay. There's so many different methods to utilize in any given thing that is out there. You just have to be able to go out and look for it. Put some headphones in, and if you're working out, just listen to it. It's like listening to music, except for people talk. All right. Now, with that said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me here or on Facebook. I'll make myself available. I hope it's been educational. I hope it's been enlightening. And like I said, I'll be doing this stuff starting next week, so you can actually learn. All right. With that said, have a good day. Have a happy um, have a happy Samhain, and until next time, have a good day.